Hey guys, Cam here from Pocket-lint, and last week we went to New York to go check out the latest product from DJI. And it's not a drone, but rather a really cool new addition to the Osmo line. It's called the Osmo Pocket, and it's awesome. As you can probably tell from the name, it's designed to be small enough that it can fit into your pocket. And it does, very comfortably. We've been using it now for more than a week, and it's quickly become one of those products we just slip into a coat pocket before heading out. Now, if you're unfamiliar with Osmo, it started off a couple of years ago with a handheld camera equipped with a gimbal. Now, since then, we've seen updates including the mobile models that use your smartphone's camera, but this is on another level entirely. It's really small. In fact, this is the smallest 3-axis mechanical gimbal DJI has ever put on any of its products. And that means it automatically and mechanically stabilizes your footage, ensuring that even if you're walking, it keeps movement to a minimum, making the video look much smoother than if you just held the camera in your hand. But what's really impressive though is the quality and the specs. Despite the camera's small size, it can shoot 4K video at 60 frames per second, or shoot slow-mo at 120 frames per second, and shoots 12 megapixel stills. In everyday use, it's stupidly simple to use too, so much so that some parts initially confused me with how easy they were to get to. Take for instance the little touchscreen. It's only 1 inch, but you swipe across it to the right to get to your gallery, or swipe to the left to change modes, swipe again to adjust that mode setting, so for instance changing the video resolution and frame rate. There's even a small on-screen control for tilting the camera. You can tap objects to focus, or double tap to enable the active track feature that keeps locked on that one person or object. The screen is small though, and it's not always ideal to use it as a monitor. It's difficult at times to know if you have the subject you want in focus, or if it's even framed properly. Which is why you can use one of the included Type-C or Lightning connectors along with the DJI app to use your smartphone screen as the monitor. What's pretty cool is that this connection point enables a bunch of modular snap-on accessories too. Undoubtedly the most useful is this little control pad complete with a scroll wheel and 2 extra buttons for additional control. It means that you're less reliant on that tiny touchscreen panel. If you do use your smartphone, you can use all the controls that you would normally have, but they're all on the screen and virtual, so you can drag the camera around and point it wherever you want it to go. Now, while the little connectors do add functionality, I do worry about how easy it is to lose all the little connectors. And when you're using the phone, it's best to make sure you're holding it with 2 hands, because the port connector isn't the most sturdy or durable. It's quite wobbly. Now, there's a bunch of other accessories being launched as well, and my favourite probably is the charging case, and that has this smooth mechanical door, and it opens to give you access to the Osmo. It also provides extra charge for the gimbal's battery while also keeping it protected, and offering dedicated spaces for your smartphone connectors, the ND filters you can buy separately, and a micro SD card.
So what I'm doing right now is testing the face tracking mode. It's on automatically, and it just knows where my face is and gradually makes its way back round again. If I move over to this side and then back across, the camera actually follows me as I go. I didn't set that up, I didn't tap it, it just does it as soon as it sees a face.
Now, for the most part, I've been impressed with the performance. It still seems crazy that such good 4K footage comes from such a small sensor. It wasn't a completely flawless experience as you'd expect. Active tracking struggles if your subject is in a crowded area, or if either the camera or the subject moves a bit too quickly. Now, as well as shooting the usual slow-mo video and photo modes, there's a cool motion time-lapse feature that works really well, that lets you manually choose the start and end points before cramming minutes worth of footage into seconds. Plus, there's also a cool 3x3 panorama feature that creates big square images. It often starts a bit too low down and obviously cuts people in half if they happen to be moving between frames, but otherwise it gives you a much wider square view that's great for sharing on Instagram. Now, despite its minor imperfections, I've genuinely loved using the Osmo Pocket. It's such a fun creative tool and also happens to be really powerful and versatile. I wouldn't think twice before throwing it in my pocket before heading out. It certainly saves space against taking my GoPro and camera grip, which in comparison is ginormous. Now, the Osmo Pocket is available for £329, which seems a pretty reasonable price for a camera this capable, and I'm really going to hate having to send this back. I've been Cam, I'm at Cam Bunton on all the important social media networks. Hit that thumbs up and subscribe for more videos like this, and I'll see you again soon.